Hey guys, it is Miyako Vasquez and I'm back with another video. I'm really sorry it took me so long to film this video, but the weather's been really bad outside. It's been raining almost every single day here and I really just haven't had the right lighting to film a video. Today's video is going to be another 7 in 7 and this time it is on Korean masks. If you guys haven't watched my video on Japanese masks, I will link it right here, and I thought they were really interesting and fun to try out, and I hope you guys did too. So I decided to order a bunch of masks online, and they were part of my huge Korean mask haul that I posted. Yeah, let's just get it started. As per usual, I have all the impressions that I had, first impressions, on my phone. So if you guys see me looking down locked during this video, it is because I am looking at my notes to make sure I'm not lying to you guys. The first mask that I'm going to be talking about is this Claire's Moist, Rich, Soothing Mask. What I noticed about this mask is that it has a very clean smell, so for those of you guys who are not super into fruity kinds of smells, this is definitely a mask that you will like. It had a very good amount of serum, not too little, not too much. Just for a heads up, it doesn't have adjustment cups on the side right here, so for those of you guys who have smaller faces such as I do, it might be a little bit hard to fit it to your face, but otherwise it was a very good mask. It had a very nice, slightly cooling effect to it, so it really woke me up in the morning and made me energized compared to some other masks, which although they do moisturize my skin, they do not help to wake me up in the morning, which is really nice. And although it was a bit sticky when I took the mask off, once I patted it in, it really absorbed super quickly. Day 2 was this Misha Near Skin Egg Mask Pack, and unlike most mask packs, this one has absolutely no smell whatsoever, so for those of you guys who are really picky about what scents your masks have, this one might be really good for you guys. It came in a pleasant foam-like texture, and unlike most wash-off packs where it tells you to leave it on for a few minutes or rub it in with water in circular motions, this one actually tells you to put it on your completely dry skin and to wash it off with warm water like 40 seconds after, I believe. And although I didn't notice any drastic differences, unlike most wash off masks, this one did not feel like it dried out my skin immediately after, and it actually made my skin feel super moisturized and soft. And I did see a slight difference in my pores when I first took off the mask. And right after, which was really nice, my skin absorbed the rest of my skincare routine super quickly, which was amazing because usually it takes me about 45 minutes to do my skincare routine, but after using this it only took me about half an hour. And a plus side of this mask I would definitely say is that since it is super quick and easy, I would definitely incorporate it into my daily skincare routine just because it is so fast and I can do it before school. And a bad side of this mask is that because it comes in a pump form and it is a very foamy texture, the foam, once you pump it out, it tends to get everywhere all over this, so I always have to like wash it off and clean it off with a towel or something after I'm done using it, but that can definitely be dealt with. The next mask that I wanted to talk about is this Skin Food Black Sesame Hot Mask. And if you guys remember, I was really interested in trying these skin food masks since they are such a hype in Korea right now. And unlike the Misha pack, this one comes in a very gelatinous kind of form. And I just remember I really am not a fan of this pot design just because sanitary purposes, so I got my own spatula to take it out because if you're just dipping your hands in there, it's really unhygienic. The mask itself had a very strong black sesame scent, so if you guys are really not into nutty scents, this might not be the mask for you. This mask tells you to massage on for 3 to 5 minutes. While you're massaging on the mask, it does have an exfoliant effect, so for those of you guys who have drier skin that is very sensitive to exfoliants, maybe this isn't the best mask for you. And although it did have a slight warming effect when you first put it on, it definitely did not last. So if you guys were worried about that. And what I noticed is that although this pack is an exfoliant, it definitely left my skin feeling super moisturized. It shrank my pores and it brightened my skin tone, and I was very impressed with this mask. I had just done an all-nighter before doing this mask, and it definitely made my face less swollen than it had been before. For day 4, I tried on this Urban Doll Kiss Welcome to Korea Moistful Mask, and if you guys watched my skincare video, this one comes in many different packs that look like the currency of different countries. Since I did the Claire's mask while I was in Japan, this is the first sheet mask that I tried on of the week that I came back to America, and honestly I just love the packaging. First impressions is that this mask's material is pretty stiff, so in terms of fitting it to my face I did have a little bit of difficulty. However, once it was on, you really can't tell about the material at all. It feels just like a normal mask. The smell is, again, like the Claire's mask, a very clean smell, so if you guys are not into fruity smells, then don't worry about that. And in terms of my pores, it really didn't do much, but it absorbed really well into my face. And even right after I took off the mask, I could tell how visibly softer and more moisturized my skin looked. And one downside of this mask is that it does have very little serum in it. So if you guys are like me and you like leaving the masks on, this definitely, you can only leave it on for the required amount of time, and then after that it's right off because it's all dried out. So if you guys are like me, then maybe this isn't the best mask for you. The next mask is this Esfolio Red Ginseng Essence Mask Sheet. And for those of you guys who have wanted me to try on an Esfolio mask, this smells really strongly of red ginseng. So if you guys are like me and you don't really like herbally scents, then this might not be for you because it does smell really strong, although you don't really notice it when you put it on. So once you get it on your face, it should be fine. But if you guys like herbal scents, then this is definitely the mask for you. Unlike most sheet masks that I noticed, is that this mask really fit really well to my nose area, and usually that doesn't happen with masks. And not only that, but the material itself was super soft and easy to fit to my face. So if you guys have really sensitive skin that can't deal with masks with a bit of a rougher material, this is definitely a mask that can help out with that. And overall with anything, this mask, when I took it off, I could visibly notice a difference in the redness around my acne was almost completely gone, and the overall brightening of my face was absolutely amazing, and this was probably the best mask of the 7 for that. And yeah, I just really like this mask. On day 6, I tried on this SMP Animal Tiger wrinkle mask, and if you guys watch YouTube and you watch Korean beauty bloggers, they all blog about these kinds of masks just because they are so cute, and I was really excited to try this mask on. Over the ginseng mask on day 5, I actually really hated the scent of this mask. Although it is a very clean smell, it does smell very strongly of soap, and because the mask itself is so large and filled to the brink with serum, as you're adjusting the mask, it will kind of drip everywhere and get into your mouth, and having soap in your mouth just really is not the most pleasant thing. This mask did run on the larger side, so for those of you guys who have smaller faces, do be aware of that. However, unlike the Hello Kitty mask, which I tried on in my previous 7 in 7, this one managed to maintain its cuteness even if the mask did not fit perfectly, and it had the biggest difference in terms of this week's mask for my pores, and it did have a slight brightening effect when I took it off. So I filmed this next segment right after I came back from Hawaii, and although, or maybe it was because it was so hot, my face really stopped producing oils and dried out because of the humidity, and that sounds really opposite, but that's just kind of how my skin works. And the mask that I'm now trying on is this Medyheel mask, Dress Code Violet, and this one comes in 4 different colors: blue for aqua care, black for whitening, red for ginseng, and the purple one that I chose is supposed to be for tone-up care. And right when I took this mask out of the packet, it was really so chock full of serum that it was dripping everywhere, and I really recommend applying this over a sink or something, which I couldn't do because I was filming. It has a very slight soapy scent, but otherwise than that, I really didn't smell anything, and you really won't smell it unless you're like me trying to get a read on the scent. I do want to warn you guys that, like the Claire's mask, this one does not have any adjustment cuts on the sides besides right here on the chin area. So for those of you guys who have smaller faces, it might be a little bit harder to adjust this one to your face. I was actually really impressed with this mask because it has so much serum. It really lasted for a long time. I had it on for about 30 minutes, and it did not run out of serum at all. It was still dripping wet by the time I took it off, and I only took it off because I had to take my bachan to her yoga class. So I was really impressed with this mask, and I would definitely want to try it again another time when I have more time. Once I took off this mask, the serum was literally dripping off my face, but once I patted it in, it was really quickly absorbed, and after I took it off, my pores looked visibly smaller and my skin looked softer, so this was a really good mask too. So yeah, those were all the masks that I tried on this week, and I hope you guys enjoyed watching me try on these masks. If you guys have any more suggestions for any future 7 in 7s that you guys want to see, definitely leave it in the comments box below. And as per usual, make sure to subscribe and give me a thumbs up on my videos. It really helps me out a lot, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye! Today's video is going to be some misconceptions that people tend to have about people in Japan, and these are mostly based